Okay, I should be live here. I've been having internet issues. I was going to do this earlier, but been having problems. We have been having some storms here, so hopefully this stays up. We'll see how it goes. Looks like I got a big delay on it. Anyway, as you can see from the title, I'm going to be talking about Kamala Harris, and effectively, it's a fait accompli. Like it's over. And it was already over before it began. And this was like seemingly seems like coordinated, planned, whatever you want to call it. I'm betting at this point what had happened was when they went to Biden to get him to drop out, they were just like they had to make some deals with him. They had to give him a bunch of shit to get him to do this. And one of the things was that he probably got to pick the candidate and it had to be Kamala. I'm betting that was a stipulation. He was like, I'll get out if it's her and I can endorse her and all of you fall in line. And there's no serious competitor. You can have a few days or something to do some, to wait to give your endorsements, but we're not going to have any competition. You need to guarantee me that Newsom, Josh Shapiro, Gretchen Whitmer, all the main people that could have challenged her, you have to guarantee me they're not going to do that. This was probably part of the negotiation. This is all speculation. I don't know. I haven't heard like leaks or anything saying this. That's what it seems like to me because this was like instant. It was over the course of a day. All those people, all the competitors endorsed her. The only person who showed any interest at all, even for a second, in challenging her was Joe Manchin, which, for one thing, Manchin could not have won. I like Joe Manchin. I think he would have been great. I think he would have won the general election, but it could never have been him. For one thing, he's an independent. He's not even a Democrat anymore. Secondly, which wouldn't be a problem earlier in the primary, he'd have to re-enter the party, but at this point, it doesn't seem like he could even do it. And the progressives, which are a significant portion of the party at this point, would go fucking ballistic if it was Manchin. That was never going to happen. He was the only serious guy, and he was only even played with the idea for like a couple hours, from what I understand. Is he said something like, "Oh yeah, I might look into it," and it was like 2 hours later, he was on Morning Joe saying like, "Yeah, I'm not doing it." And I don't remember. Did he endorse Kamala? I don't remember. I don't think he did, but I think he said, "I'm not running." And then Nancy Pelosi came out and endorsed her. The Obamas, I guess, still haven't, and I don't think like Chuck Schumer has, or I think did Hakeem Jeffries? I think he did. I think he endorsed her. A lot of people endorsed her. Tons of governors. All the party leadership's on her side. The media is already treating her effectively as if she's the nominee because she kind of is at this point. It's like basically a done deal. And it's like I said, it was a fait accompli. This was gonna fucking happen no matter what. It was already locked in. So that kind of sucks for me. I was hoping there would be somebody, and maybe there'd be a kind of an out there off the wall chance that we could end up with someone else. But I guess this is what it's going to be. I'll still hold out until the convention, and I'll make up my mind what to do about this then. But we'll see. I don't know. I guess who was it? Marianne Williamson. You're still going to have somebody challenger, some people, but they're not going to be serious. Is the problem? They're not like Marianne Williamson. I think she said she's challenging, but I don't know. She said she had some delegates. I heard her say that in an interview. I don't know if that's true, but she's a quack. She's like a total whack job. No one's going to go for that. And apparently there are some other candidates that had delegates, but it was like 2 or 3. It was like nothing. So I guess it's going to be Kamala. It's not technically locked up, but and they're trying to do this whole thing where like, oh, this is an open process. We don't want a coronation. This is a fucking coronation. This is the most coronation of any fucking candidate I've ever seen. This is the closest to that you get. It literally was basically a coronation. No one voted for her. Okay. Literally, Biden was just like, she's going to be the person. And I think, I'm guessing that was a stipulation for him stepping down, which for the Democrats, it's still better. It's still better for them to have Kamala than Joe. Even though I've said a million times, I've outlined all of her problems. She's got advantages over Joe. For one thing, she still doesn't have. Still, there are less people that know who she is. Okay, that might seem weird to some of you. You're like, what the hell are you talking about? She's the vice president. I would be willing to bet most Americans could not name who the vice president is. They know who Joe Biden is. I would hope, most people could name who the president is. That's like one of the questions they ask you when you get knocked out. Like, what year is it? Who's the president of the United States? Those are like the two questions. Vice president, a lot of people just don't know. And those people, some of them, vote because people will go out, Democrats will go out and be like, get people they think will vote Democrat who don't vote. They'll find it. They'll make sure they're registered. They'll go to them on election day and be like, go to the polls. If they're of the right demographics in the right area and they're pretty sure, maybe they're a normie not involved in politics, but they're pretty sure they're gonna go for the Democrat. And maybe they've seen somewhere in the news something about Kamala and maybe they kind of liked her. That's what they're gonna lean on. And then also she's really she's how much younger is she? She over 20 years, is that right? Almost exactly 20 years younger than Trump. She's 59. So the age thing has been completely flipped on them. Everything, all the shit talk they did about Biden being too old and too old to govern, all of that stuff is now flipped on them. They can use their own words against them. Trump's the same age as Biden was when he ran the first time, and they can say, in 4 years, Trump might look like Biden did. They could say that. And whether that's true or not, because not everybody ages the same way, which we all know, doesn't matter. You're just going to try to convince stupid people to vote for you. So, like, whatever. If it works, it works. And they'll make that argument, I'm sure. And then what else? What other benefits does she have? I can't really think of any. I don't know. They're trying to do this whole line of like, oh, she's a prosecutor and he's a felon. I don't know how well that's going to play for people. I do think she will debate well if Trump will do a debate with her. I don't think he can resist it. I don't think he could resist that challenge. I did see basically they were negotiating something already where he was saying he didn't want to do the next debate on ABC. I think it was supposed to be ABC. He wants Fox News now. He wants it to be on his home turf. I think the other thing that benefits them, so I think she'll do well in the debates, but you might think like, what the hell are you talking about? Have you ever heard her? Yeah, in speeches, her speeches are awful. She gives these weird speeches, says weird shit. She has like weird word salad nonsense moments that I don't understand. I don't understand. Like, how could you talk like that? I guess she's just like, whatever. I'm just making it up on the fly, and I don't really give a shit about whoever I'm talking to right now. So maybe there's that. But in the debates in the primary, she did pretty good. I don't know. She had one of the better moments against Joe Biden. She like absolutely knifed him in one of those debates. She like pulled out a knife. She was sitting there on the stage, and she was like, "Oh, hey Biden, remember when you opposed busing, like for black people into our school districts and stuff? I was one of those little kids that you were trying to deny buses to, and you're a racist motherfucker." And just like it, like just totally like floored him. He had nothing in response to that. She just like lambasted him, which makes sense that she would be good in debates if she was a prosecutor. That totally makes sense that she'd be good at arguing with people and making like points like that. So I think she would do well. I don't know with her speeches. Her like regular interviews, and her interviews are bad. That's the big problem with her. She's awkward. Her laugh is so freaking. It's one of the worst. It's almost as bad as Tucker Carlson's laugh. In certain ways, it's worse. Tucker Carlson, I think, is more difficult to listen to. The lock is off. Yeah. Yeah, it's good to be back. Um, let's see. What are they going to go after her for? I've been arguing with people about this today. I think they're going to get her on immigration. They're already going after her, so we already got a pretty good idea. Immigration, obviously. There was something, people called her a border czar. That wasn't like her title, I don't think. She was supposed to fix the border. She was in charge of it to some level. I don't think she ever really had that much to do with it. They're going to attack her for having never visited the border, all that stuff. They're going to get her on the border. I think that's going to be the main thing because that's a big issue for them. And it's a terrible issue for Democrats. So I think they're going to hammer that. I think they're going to go after her about how she got into this position. I think that's going to be huge. I think they're going to say, no one voted for you. Your own party didn't even pick you. You're only here because Biden picked you because of your race and your sex. You were. I think they're basically going to call her a DEI candidate hire without using that phrasing. They'll say all sorts of other stuff. They'll call it a coronation, which, like I said, it is. It's the most coronation thing coronation-like nomination that has ever happened. Not a single vote, literally just picked by Biden. No one has ever voted for this woman. I mean, I guess you could say she was on the ticket, so people voted for her in the general last time. And I guess the argument would be, well, she was on the ticket, so some of those votes were implied to be for her in the primary, but not really, not for president. So there's all that. Not even for the nomination for president. So I think they're going to get her on that. They're going to attack her for that. I don't really know what more there would be. The other stuff all seems kind of like it would be crazy to try. Like, there's a lot of stuff conservatives say about her, like she slept her way up the ladder in California or whatever. I don't know. I've never really looked into that because I didn't care because she was VP. Maybe I should look into that and see what their evidence of it is and if they could prove it. But I feel like that would just make them look like assholes, even if that were true, to like even try and make it, unless you have like really concrete evidence that is what in fact occurred, which I kind of doubt. My guess is that's probably a rumor that has some level of validity, but it's not something you can prove completely solidly. I don't know if any of you have information on that I don't. Like I said, I haven't looked into it. It's just a rumor that I've heard. Essentially, I've heard it for a while. So whenever it's one of those, if there's smoke, there's fire type things. I'm guessing there's something to it, but I'm guessing it's not like if it were solidly like absolutely provable. I don't think they would have picked her for VP. That would be kind of major baggage. But we'll see. I mean, you never know. Sometimes that kind of stuff comes out whenever someone gets elevated. And I think the last thing that could be good for her is this is going to piss off Trump to no end. I think this is going to piss off Trump to no end at all. Like, I think he's going to flip his lid. I think Trump is I think he's mad that this happened because they wasted all of their time and money and stuff on Joe Biden. And now he made all these points about him being old, and now he's the old guy. And he doesn't like it. So I think there is a chance that he could do something stupid. That he could turn into like asshole Trump again. He's been trying to moderate. He's been trying to be nice guy Trump. That's been his thing for at least the past couple of weeks, really more longer than that. He's had advisors telling him, chill out, dude. Just chill out. That's all you got to do. All you got to do is be chill, and you'll win this thing. Don't go out there and like go on your crazy rants, or at least keep the crazy rants to a minimum. Maybe do that at the rallies. Do it on Truth Social. Just don't do anything crazy, especially in the debates. So I think if they debate, it could end up going bad for him, but it's not going to be like the Joe Biden level bad. There's no chance of that. That's going to be the worst debate ever in history forever. There's no way anything like that ever happens again, where it's so bad that he has to drop out. Never. We won't be voting at all. Going back to the Prohibition era. Prohibition. What? Who's gonna outlaw alcohol? No, not happening. You know, there's still a Prohibition party. I didn't know this until not that long ago. Apparently, they're the oldest political party in America, and they run candidates like every year. I had no idea. Kind of funny. There's not a lot of them. They still want to ban alcohol, but they kind of have like weird. They have like a weird mix of. They're like very socially conservative, but fiscally progressive, I guess is the way you describe it. And they want to ban like alcohol, cigarettes, and drugs. That's like their big thing. They're like communitarian, I guess is what you call it. They're weird. Yeah, and I already went through all of her negatives. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I don't know what I'm gonna do. If I do end up supporting Kamala, I'm just gonna go like 100% balls to the wall with it. I'm just gonna be like a total Kamala Stan account on Twitter. Like I'll just embrace the shittiness. I'll just eat the spoon of shit and smile about it. So we'll see. I'm gonna wait until the convention. I don't know. There's no fucking way I'm voting for Trump. Actually, I probably if anything, I'm leaning more towards supporting her just to punish the Republicans for selecting Trump. Just to punish them. I again don't think she has a great shot. I don't think it's no chance. Way better than Biden. It's anywhere between I guess I'll go back to 60-40. We'll do that. 60-40. Trump's got the edge. Kamala's got it. She's got a few shots here. I think she's got a couple ways she can improve this. It just depends. I'll know more once we start seeing the polls. But I do think the Republicans need to be punished for making such an unbelievably stupid decision in selecting Donald Trump again. And if anything, it'll end up making the Republican Party better if they lose and can finally cast off this like just crazy nonsense. I don't even know if it's possible at this point. I've said before, I think if he lost, they would get over this shit. Actually, the real main thing, yeah, you know what? Actually, I just remembered something. I just forgot. No, I'm if it is, even if it's Kamala, I'm gonna support her. I'm gonna do that because I just remembered who Trump picked as his VP. I just remembered that it's JD Vance. I just remembered that. That guy is worse than Trump. He can't be let anywhere near the White House. Not within a million miles of it. That guy's worse by a lot. We don't even know hardly shit about him. Honestly, this is insane. This is so fucking insane. The guy's 39. He's only been a senator for like 5 seconds. For like 5 seconds, the guy's been a senator. Seriously, this is I don't think he's not even finished one term. He just got elected, I think in 2020. Was it 22 or 23? I guess it was 22. So like 2 years? Before that, he was nothing. Nothing. He wrote a book. We know nothing about him. And you're going to make that guy the president? What the fuck are you thinking? Like, not making the president. He's the VP. So at any second, if something happens to Trump, that guy takes over. He's the most powerful man in the world. That's absolutely batshit. How the fuck did we let this happen? How did we get here? That is absolutely batshit. Oh my god. Yeah, that could not happen. That cannot fucking happen. That can't be allowed to happen. That's fucking crazy. And then even if he's there and okay, then it's 4 years later, he's the front runner. No. No, this has to be stopped. The Republicans have to be punished. This can't be allowed under any circumstances. This is fucking crazy. I don't know why it took me so long to make this. Sometimes I just have to talk it out. That's what you got to do. That's how you can make up your mind on this stuff. So that's what we're going to do. If it's Kamala, it's Kamala. Whatever. I don't like her, but at least I know like who she is. At least I know some stuff about her, and she's not Trump. So the stuff I know about Trump's awful, and then Vance is just like this. The things I do know about him, I hate, And then other than that, he's just some random fucker. He's just some random fucker that wrote a book. And you want to hand him like the most powerful job on the planet? Seriously. Seriously? That is batshit. Nope, not happening. So, this is going to suck. This is going to suck. I'm not going to enjoy this. Well, there's parts of it I'll enjoy. If Kamala wins, I'll enjoy watching them flip out. I will enjoy that. I will enjoy that. But, I am a little bit black-pilled because I don't think she can win. So there is that. That kind of sucks too. God, this is really disturbing. Really, when you think about it, that shit with JD Vance that's wild to me. That was nuts. I can't believe he did that. Both sides are going to chimp out if the others win. Well, yeah, of course. Well, yeah, of course. I know that. I've been saying that forever, especially if Trump wins. And I think it would be worse if Trump won in certain. Well, I don't know. Given everything that's happened to him, and we know his supporters. Well, the supporters on both sides have already done this, and it was just worse in certain ways when Trump, like when the leftists lost, or when Trump won the first time, they were like knocking over trash cans and crap, and the Trump supporters had like a full on. It was a massive meltdown. Some of them like legitimately tried to insurrect the government. They like, what were the two groups? Was it? I don't remember. There was like two conspiracies from like these little, I don't know what you call them. Is it Oath Keepers and Proud Boys? I don't know. These fucking morons had like plans to like actually overthrow the government. They were never going to be able to do it, obviously, but it was stupid. Yeah, I think it would be a flip out for them, especially over on Trump's side. They would say, they tried to, they sent they rigged it because they convicted him of a crime on false pretenses, and they'll say they tried to kill him. I don't know. Have they said that? I'm assuming that's going around, that this was a conspiracy, that the shooter guy was actually like a hired hitman, or he that it wasn't really that kid, and that was a patsy, and there was like a hitman or something. And I'm assuming, I don't know, if I'm just guessing. There's always conspiracies like that. So, and if Trump wins again, they've already told everybody on their side that it's the end of the country and all of this. So yeah, they'll flip their shit. That would not go well. But I'm not super happy about the situation, but got to do what you got to do. And who knows? Miracles happen, right? Miracles can happen. So maybe someone will swoop in. Like I already said, it's basically 110% confirmed that she's the nominee. Basically, it's not technically it's possible for something to happen at the convention for them to vote for somebody else, but extraordinarily unlikely given all the endorsements. And like I described at the beginning of the stream, this was predetermined. So it is what it is. I guess that's all I got. I did watch the roasting of the director of the Secret Service. That was pretty funny. She got just the hell beat out of her at this what is it? A committee hearing, I guess is what it was. Like they brought her in for questioning in front of the congressman, and man, she was devastating. It was both sides too. Democrats and Republicans were just like laying into this lady, and she had no answers for anything, for nothing. She couldn't answer a damn thing. She knew nothing about this situation, and it was just so embarrassing to watch. Like she was so fucking incompetent at her job. She's gonna resign. There's like no doubt in my mind. If she doesn't resign, somebody's got to fire her. It has to. Like there's just no excuses that could possibly be made after it. Like normally you would resign if something like that just happened, no matter what. You just would. It was such a massive failure. But once you go up into the hearing and you don't even know like anything about like what's going on in your department, some of the like highest level security decisions and stuff. She had no fucking clue about any of it. And it's been a week. She's had a week where you would think she would be down there. Something like this happens. She would be asking questions. She would be pulling up all the people on the ground that were in charge, making decisions, asking them, like, why the fuck was this happening? Why was it like this? Why did this? Blah, 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 blah. She just knew nothing about it. It was like she didn't prep at all for this. Crazy. Anyway, so that was the other big thing happening today. But obviously, most people are talking about Kamala. And they're asking, like, who's going to be her VP pick. That could be interesting. That could be something interesting. I don't know. They're talking about the governor of Kentucky. Might be him. Anyway, I guess I'm a Kamala Harris supporter now. So that's fun. That's going to be a real joy for me. I'm going to have to find a way to make this fun. I'm going to have to find a way. I'm just going to have to like spam MAGA people with the most obnoxious Kamala memes. I think that's the only way I can get through this, is to take the things I hate about her and weaponize them to annoy MAGA people. I think that's the only way I could get through this. That's probably it. The most cringy things that she does and that people say about her, that who are like super fans of hers, I'm gonna have to use that stuff as a weapon against the against the Republican Party for nominating Trump, and for JD Vance. That is so. I'm never getting over that. Never getting over that. So whatever. Here we go. That's all I got. I'll catch you guys later.